Good evening. Dear sisters, good evening. This is Zarina. We're moving forward in a slow and steady pace, quite nicely, we might add. Enjoying all of the different journeys, the new hope, the compassion, the loving care. This is a time of the softening of the heart and the beginning of the new dawn into the journey that is being prepared for at this time. Each of you have come into this world for a special reason that's known to you. But again, the overall point of view is that we're growing and we're learning to relax into this physical world. Such a blessing it is, and we have several speakers lined up. We want to spend a little time talking tonight about support. And you may have heard, and I know a number of you have heard, about those of us in the world of spirit, or those in the world of spirit who walk with you and work with you, support you. I want to share a little bit about this evening. So thank you for being with us. I step aside for our first speaker. And yes, this is Master Saint Germain, and you hear me often. And we're so pleased at our dear Cecilia as she is being able to move forward following her own heart. And you have heard her story about how she moved through the process. And as she moved through that process, we were able to follow her open heart. And sometimes we drop a thought, and we'll be talking about in this instance, but it's true for everybody, a thought into her mind that is in harmony with her higher self. And we get so tickled. It's such a precious thing that higher selves come together. And Master Saint Germain, and it was one of her guides and her higher self pulling the energy together in loving support. And we're working with energy, we're working with vibration in that supportive way, so that our dear Cecilia knew exactly what to do. And her doctor knew exactly what to do and what to say in that letter. And then, too, dear Cecilia, who has been walking and working with this for a long time, and trusts Master Saint Germain, and trusts other guides and teachers, and ultimately trusts her higher self. And so the process moved through in a very compassionate, lovingly organized way. And as she waited just a little bit longer, well, then, guess what happened? She gave it to the secretary, the letter, and then it is that universal perspective. And we've mentioned this and continue to mention it several times. You, dear friends, are not locked into the third dimension perspective of this is the way it is. In this case, this is the way it is, that dear Cecilia had to pay all of this money. And she had a very important reason for breaking her lease. And so now the universe is a loving, caring universe. And when we're talking about the universal perspective, it's unlimited possibilities. We've been laughing at this channel, because the other day she was thinking about different perspectives too. And came across a story that they had looked at these people had looked at a situation and came up with 99 different perspectives of something. That might be that glory on display that we talk about, or that good, orderly direction. And it is the spirit of the universe, the spirit of the whole, the spirit of our oneness as we come together on common ground. And it is, as that dear Weechie said, love. And that her love for herself, and of course, she has her guides and teachers already as well. Well, just a moment, somebody is here. This is Red Hawk. I, Red Hawk. I, dear Weechie's spirit guide. I protect her. I guide her. I help her know exactly what to say. I support her in giving her strength. She knew words she needed to say. Just want to let you know I supported my dear, dear friend and family member Weechie in knowing what to say to her doctor. Enough of that poppycock. This is the way. This is another example of how we in the world of spirit support each other. And now I step back and allow Master Saint Germain. And yes, Master Saint Germain, I am back again. And you can feel the subtle differences in us. We come in these different directions to bring you various vibrations that are necessary to accomplish whatever it is that your heart desires. In so many blessed ways, hearts are opening and they're relaxing. And this is part of the support too, is that when you begin to trust and to believe in yourself, well then, and in those who walk with you from the spirit side of life, what a blessing it is. Master Saint Germain now is getting the nod from this little god, these little Serena right now. So I'll back up. And yes, this is Serena again. We just want to give you a few examples about how some of these things work. There is someone here who has just been introduced in the last couple of weeks or so to our dear friend Pam here, and his name is Many Feathers. Yes, I chief Many Feathers. I protect little one called Pam. She moved through difficult time. Each of you moved through difficult time in this physical world right now. She not lose her way. She know who she is. She has that beautiful, loving heart. Yes. We walk together. Another Indian step up here. Red Moon belongs this channel too. And Red Feather. And Red Eagle and so many blessings. We come together and enjoy supporting family and physical world. No big deal for us. We choose this way to serve. And we bring vibration into necessary alignment with the big kahuna, that big chief in the sky, that big chief, that one that watch over you, that one that is you. We walk together with love. We support you in these ways. Not just one time, we always with you, morning, moon, and night. Yes, there's that moon thing again. Gotta have a little levity here anyway. Just want you to know we walk with you. That matters not. what situation is in physical world. We support you in many ways. Aho. And now, once again, this is Serena. It is such an honor and a privilege this evening to bring in several people that are part of this plan that you have been involved in, each of you, or each of us, since I am you and you are me, each of us have chosen to walk on this physical world to experience different things, different alignments. Each of you have come to serve in whatever way it is that you have chosen. And just by being yourself is the way you serve. But you have other things too, because it is that heart. It is that heart of you that knows how. And once again, no test here. As some of you already know, we feel this is who is stepping into your vibration right now. And he's actually walked many times with, of course, Reverend Carolyn, and working with this one in some ways now too. Master Emmanuel. And yes, this is Master Emmanuel. I know my channel calls me Uncle, but that's a way of bringing us together in a kind, loving, compassionate, considerate way. You know, and one of the things that I have thought about and have written about through a channel in the, I guess I hear it was in the 1980s or in there somewhere, that it is the heart that nourishes the mind. And it is your hearts, dear ladies, it is your hearts that nourish your mind and bring you light and love. And it is through that open door of your heart, and it is strengthening now. And it is because of all of these difficult situations and your physical world right now, these oppositions, all of the oppositions and the physical world that encourage you who want to serve, to grow, to alchemize, to become, to learn. And so remember, it is your heart that nourishes your mind, and that you can love your heart and know how beautiful it is, and that you can initiate that and think to yourself, oh, I love you, my heart. And I am so blessed and so grateful for you to nourish my mind. And you can move and send through your whole energy system. Your mind, of course, is unlimited. It is the physical, the spiritual part of you. And it is such a blessing that we too are included in your mind, in this wonderful universal energy alignment that is coming from deep within. And your heart continues to nourish your mind. And some of you have heard it's about your head, your heart, and your soul. And to remember, and when you're thinking of your head, your heart, of course, there's the physical heart, but there is that spiritual part of you, that part that holds everything together in love, and the way you are co-creating with it and allow it to nourish you. And then you think of the head. Well, the head is that we're referring to is the physical part of you. It includes the brain. It includes the ears. It includes the teeth, It includes the eyes. And then there is that part of you that is overlapping all of that. That is physical. And we in the world of spirit, and the Master Emmanuel loves to think about these things and talk about them and guide you into loving your heart and then sending that energy throughout the whole of you. And once again, it's energy. It's the vibration. It's setting the tone. It's setting the environment. It is setting the environment. And these days, as you're making the transformation, or in the broader sense, the transition and the transformation into that greater universal, all of you. And remember, my dear sisters, remember, in spirit, there is only oneness, there is only source. And your spirit is automatically, it is your innate ability that you are connected fully to source, to spirit, to that higher part of you. And it is our honor and our pleasure to support you, which includes your higher self that you have chosen to move into this time, that there is only one from your perspective, and what you are moving into in that way of being one in the physical world as well. And you can look out into all of the life all over this planet, for instance. And you can hold in your heart and let the energy move through you, through your hands and through your chakras, aligning your chakras and sending it out to the whole of life all over the planet. And right now we do this and we see Earth Mother, we see Gaia. We see that wonderful, quiet, calm, peaceful energy enfolding Mother Earth, the great mother of all, enfolding in that energy of service. And we support, yes, the beautiful trees, the beautiful trees, the beautiful trees, and the grass. We support all of life, all over the planet, the comings and the goings. And there is new hope. There is new dawn everywhere. Master Emmanuel, so grateful to speak with you like this now. And Zarina has given us permission to just move forward. Little Bubbles is here. Hi, this is Bubbles. I love you, all of you. And you know, we've been guiding our Mama Violet here. You know, these things don't happen by chance. We heard someone was talking to her today that she walks with in the morning say, well, I was so lucky. We were so lucky. It's much more than luck. My sisters, it's much more than luck. It is because your hearts are opening and you're creating the environment. You are co-creating with, well, the big kahuna, with that wholeness, that source of all. And as you do this, you look around the world and it is so beautiful. And I was standing there with Mama the other day. She looked out our guest bedroom window and she gets so thrilled because there was Mama the doe, and then there was the fawn with its little spots, and Mama was just grazing, and the fawn was just running in circles and ran into her woods and ran around the backyard, ran into the neighbor's backyard. And then, after it ran around for a while, it settled down and Mama gave it a little love pat by licking it, and they were grazing together. When you look around, there's only beauty. And Bubbles also was so, it was so much fun to be in harmony with that because we, in supporting you and you support us, there was a beautiful little bunny that ran out of the woods. What a blessing that is. And then, as she has been watching out that window or her front window or her front door or taking a walk, she has seen Mama with two little fawns. And they are it's such a joy to watch them. And also from her window or from her vantage point to see the buck that have little antlers that are about 5 or 6 inches long. And it too grazes, and it's such a joy. The world is full of such beauty when we look around. And then there's the turtle that we can see. And when we look around, there is beauty in the world and in the moon and in the stars. And again, our hearts were warmed the other day when Mama found this little bug in her house, and she finally got to pick it up and hope she didn't smash it. But she let it out. She opened the door and got it outside and said a little prayer and sent it forward. You know, that's being a full-time love bug. And each of you are full-time love bugs. And you heard about living fully present right now. And the dear Weechie that you have heard us talk about, and some of you know, always used to say on her answering machine, well, you just love yourself right up. And that's what it intended. We were so happy today with Mama here when she said, well, you know what? I do make a difference in this world. And sometimes some of you, and then Mama too, kind of doubts some things. But then again, she said, by golly, I do make a difference in this world. And that's true about every one of you. You make a difference in the world. And it's time that you know this in a more meaningful and deeper way. Well, Bubbles is so happy. And by the way, we're planting seeds of joy in every single heart. And you always know that our dear Mama Violet, well, we know we're going to kind of watch that little 1-year-old child and see what happens. And see the many blessings. Because as you remember, as you give, so you receive, and those wonderful, happy blessings come right back to you. And we know that there are some times that we'll tell our friend Pam, and we'll tell April, and we'll tell Barbara, and we tell Carolyn and Cecilia, and we tell Amy and Kate, every one of you, do not worry. You know, don't worry, be happy, and remember all of these things, because you are not left out of this divine plan. And so keep on loving you. and we say thank you. Yes, this is Miss Tulip. Hi, everybody. I'm Donna Fitzgerald's little joy guy, Miss Tulip. And well, I've been around this one for a while too, and we've been working out some things that she's going to be starting some new different things and in different directions. But then each of you are moving in different directions that are happy and healthy and whole. And they're just what is needed at this time on your journey in or through this physical world. And Miss Tulip loves each of you too, and I'm bringing you a little tulip tonight. I asked if I could and was given permission. Each of you, there's a yellow tulip right here for this one, but for each of you, you might be able to see, when we know you can see, your tulip and see the color of it. And know that that tulip helps you to move and transmute energy. We call it alchemizing, where we bring together health and wholeness in that divine supply that is everywhere. And that we notice that there are many groups of you all over this planet, and that sometimes things happen in special ways. And you might not understand, but that's okay. And we know we've heard the prayer that you're saying to your higher self, help me to understand even when I don't understand, and relax and know you have everything you need. Oh, Miss Tulip is having fun today too. So, well, anyway, I think I'm getting the side eye. So there's somebody else here that would like to say a few words. And yes, this is Serena again. You know, we've listened to Kate and we've listened to Reverend C, and of course we moved with this one. And with all of you, and we see how beautiful you move through the challenges on this planet. And we're so grateful that we are you. Somebody else would like to share a few words as we step aside. And this is Dr. Baker. I'm this one's Doctor of Philosophy. And she and I have walked in close contact today. We often use a large collective of us in the world of spirit, but she invited me to walk with her today. As you have heard her say how she loves her philosophy of life and how diligently we have worked together to help her, to support her in building that philosophy that sees her through everything. And to realize that no matter what appearances are in the physical world, she has everything she needs. And you have heard her say she wakes up every morning and says, how can I be of service today? I have everything I need. And now she is deepening this philosophy in a practical way and knowing without doubt, I have everything I need. And we heard her say that today. And you heard the story about our dear Reverend Weechie as well, that she knows what she needs. And she knows that her heart is already open and filled with love. And each of you at this time are growing in love and in kindness. You're moving through this part of life that is uplifting, and at the same time, you look around and it's very tempting to see all of the other things going on in the world. But we encourage you to nourish those things that bring you happiness and joy and love. those things that you are for. And yes, with this philosophy, I have been given the privilege of sharing this, and we know that the trees were in the conversation this evening, and I'm sure I know a long time ago, but some of you weren't here when Violet here realized that the woods next to her was going to be cut down. It had been sold and was going to cut down, and she cried for a couple of days. Not, yes, we have to help her with her emotions right now, not just for the trees that she loves so dearly, but for the animals who live there. But then as she cried, and then she became aware too, and has been knowing this for quite some time, that the trees in the woods beside her, they were nervous too. And the trees in the woods behind her were nervous. And she said, began to ask us to help her, and we sent peace to those trees. And as they were being cut, it was very difficult for this one. But they reached out to her as she reached out to them, and as she sent them love and peace. And they said, it's okay. We know it is our time. And so the trees settled right in. And as you know, trees have those roots that come together and that they help each other. And they have a scent sometimes that warn each other of something that's undesirable going to happen. And so Dr. Baker and Violet and our team set the vibration, and those trees communicated with dear Violet and vice versa. And we sent peace and love to those trees and the woods in back of Violet's house. And she said to them, as long as I am here with you, anything I can control, I will not hurt you. And we sent love and we sent peace to those trees. And you know that the trees that we talk about, and that when we hug a tree or we walk through the woods or we walk in nature and we see the plants and the animals, it's very healing. They are fully connected to Source. They do respond in their own way, and each of you can relax and tune in to those, to nature all around. And you can feel the vibration and understand that wonderful, blessed communication. And of course, old Lady Banyan, the banyan tree that has come so often. And also we've had special circumstances, the boulder who is on the walk that this child here walks by every day, also can communicate. Such a blessing as the awakening, the support that you get not only from your higher selves in the physical way or in the spiritual way with your humanness and your spirituality, but with that spirituality, the whole of the universe communicates with you as you open your heart and allow love to heal you. And of course, you send that energy right back. And so now, as our custom, and Serena has given us permission, I will step aside, and all of us are coming together now. And here is Sister Clara Rose, this one's healing sister, and of course, Miss Tulip and the Indians, and yes, Master Heyman is here, and so many are here. As we send out that love and that peace, we send it to you first, each of you in this group. And there are others who are not here this evening. And we want to think of Pat Moore, for example. and many others who don't happen to be here this evening. And we do send our light and love to Weechie Baker, and we send it to the whole group, and there is loving care and there is peace. And Sister Clara Rose. We set the tone together. It's you too, moving through your personalities. And there is loving care, and there is hope, and there is joy. There is new insight and understanding, and there is peace. The Indians have lit their council fire, and they are praying in their own way. And that beautiful way of the indigenous people, and there is peace. The archangels, the angels, the masters, the little joy guides, and there is peace for this group. There is peace, and there is quietness, and there is joy. And then on out to the universe, we lift up our energy and set the vibration, set the environment as we hold Mother Earth. We hold Mother Earth in love and care, and it is our hearts. It is the whole of our energy system opening up in appreciation of loving care for all the beauty of this planet, the beauty of the world that we have chosen to walk through at this time of our existence. And there is evolution here, and there is peace, and there is healing. And yes, there is insight and understanding, and there is motivation to be the best you that you can possibly be. Yes, and some of you may be aware that this one is always talking about a sloth. Well, there is a sloth right here. Hi, I'm a sloth. And I'm not very fast. But you know what? I care. And I spend time taking care of myself. And I am slow and steady. I'm not speedy, but I get things done. I love you. And we thank our sloth friend. Not too unusual to come from this channel, is it? So we once again wrap the whole of life on this planet, the whole of life everywhere, universes beyond universes. And we are so blessed and so grateful. And we say thank you for the wonderful blessings that are right here on this planet as we're moving from those limited thoughts and belief systems out into the fourth, the fifth, the universe. We are the universe, and the universe is us. And we say thank you as you begin to bring your consciousness back into wherever you are, as you feel your feet and your hands, and you feel the wonderful energy that you are being enfolded with, and the energy is being integrated and assimilated within you. Without doubt, all is well. Be of good cheer. Be of good cheer. And namaste.